Welcome to this week's TDD Weekly Report for the week ending April 13th. First up, this article was sent in by Baker46. This is a device called the Myo, and it's from getmyo.com. This is really cool. It's a gesturing device, but it uses a combination of 6 different axis sensors, and that's hard to say, 6 different axis sensors and the electrical impulses from your muscles. So you can program it to use these gestures to control, right now, Windows and Apple operating systems, but they are working on a project right now to get it ready for, and as you'll see in the video, the guy shows a helicopter, so one of those little quadcopters that he's controlling. So they're working on getting it ready for the operating systems for smartphones such as your Apple iPhone and your Android systems. I think this is a cool idea because some of the problems I've had with the Wii controllers and with even the Kinect kind of controllers, they're not really, I wouldn't say they're really as accurate as I would really like them to be, but also when you get a little bit not directly in front of them and off to the sides a little bit, they tend to really, the amount of control you have really goes down, whereas this uses a wireless control system. They even show a guy operating a little remote controlled vehicle. So I think with hackers getting a hold of this possibly, and even maybe with an Arduino or something like that controller, you could do a lot of stuff, and the price is fairly reasonable too. It's $149. It's available for sale now, but they've sold out the first shipment of units, so if you want to order it, you would have to wait till the next shipment of units, they said, in early 2014, which is kind of a little bit of a wait. But if they sold out supposedly 25,000 units already, it must be at least pretty popular. And I think a pretty decent idea, really, for doing remote control. So thanks, Baker, for sending that in. And next up, this is from Bangalore Bobble. This is called the Boxx, B-O-X-X. And I thought this was just as cool as can be when I saw the video, because it's almost like, I mean, if you look at it, and I'll show you a little bit of the video of it, it's like riding on a suitcase. They also call it the 1 meter vehicle. Looks fun as heck. Not overly expensive, but not cheap either. You can get it configured in various ways, but you can get it for around $4,000, just under $4,000, and then you can add extras to it, like a fast charger and things like that. Comes in various color schemes, but it looks so cool and so fun. He also talked to me when we were corresponding about the Boxx. He was talking about that in India they are concentrating on electrical vehicles to a great extent, but they're concentrating on more affordable vehicles that the average person can purchase, which I think is really important too. And since India is a major manufacturing country, and they also make, if you remember the British motorcycle, the Royal Enfield, pretty much all of those are made in India. So I'm thinking there's a good shot if India keeps development with this, and I'm hoping in the future to get in touch with Bangalore Bobble about maybe if he gets a chance to get out and make me some videos of what's actually happening with electrical affordable vehicles in India that the average person can purchase and use. But this little Boxx scooter is kind of cool. I think in the Illinois, I looked at them in the video driving around, I think in the Illinois area you would probably need some flip out turn signals to make it legal, but that would be about the only thing I think that it would really need to make it legal here. But hey, you know, more and more is happening in the electrical vehicle realm, and I think that's kind of cool. This next one is an update from Phil, Cuca Rider. He's been keeping a watch on the quadcopters because he knows I'm really into the quadcopters and the latest developments. Well, there's 3 videos in this article, and this is from guns.com. One of the bottom video, if you look at the 3 videos, the bottom video I've already shown before, but they've also had some more developments, and these are even kind of creepy in a way because they have it to where the little quadcopter can fly through a small opening such as a vent to a heater or something like that. They have where it can use Velcro to stick onto a wall surface or even a ceiling, and they have one that can actually swoop down at about 20 miles per hour and using a little claw grab an object. And I guess the reciprocal of that would be it could also drop an object somewhere. So I'm just kind of wondering, if we're seeing this now, I'm kind of thinking we're maybe weeks or months away from seeing reports in the Middle East of maybe the military using these for some pretty sophisticated uses, if this is what they're letting us see right now. And I also wanted to get into another thing too about some of this stuff kind of getting creepy and some of this swarm mentality and stuff. I'm thinking too that we may reach the point to where some of these little swarms of robots, if they get sophisticated enough, especially using fuzzy logic controllers and then making decisions for themselves, that they may be able to mimic something like hive mentality. maybe like a beehive or something like that, to where they could, you know, be, I don't know if you'd really call it self-aware or mimicking self-aware, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Do you really think in another 10, 20 years maybe we'll actually have a swarm of robots, maybe not even flying robots, maybe just a swarm of walking or crawling robots that actually develop some type of a hive mentality, to where, minus the fact of needing to recharge themselves, if they had to, they could probably get along for quite a while even on their own without human intervention even needed. Hopefully they'll have the safeguards of something like batteries that run out too, so that we could keep some kind of control on them. And along with the creepy stuff too, this is from 1954 Shadow. This is a robot that really has no sophistication whatsoever, any kind of computer controls. It's just basically a skeletal housing with the ability to produce heat and sweat like a normal human being. It's used to test chemical resistant suits and hazmat suits, things like that, and detect leaks in them. But just the way they have this robot set up here, and I'll show you a little bit of the video of this, it just kind of gives you that creepy factor, because it seems so much like a real human being is actually inside the suit. Now, it's still, like I said, it's still more like a puppet than anything else, but I'm just thinking with the sophistication and the different robot technologies and stuff like that, the creepiness factor is really getting up there. If you get a chance to study it, go to this one link too that talks about that. It's what it's called is, it's called the Uncanny Valley. If you go to Wikipedia especially, or even just type it into Google, look up what Uncanny Valley actually means. This next one is, Bangalore Bob also gave me a reference to a blade called the X3. It's called the Fiskars X3, and in North America it is called the Brush Axe, but it's called the X3 in other places like Europe. Well, I looked on some reviews, and this one Hungarian guy named Gary, we started corresponding after I looked at his, oh, my cat just jumped on there, that's why the camera is moving all around. Sorry about that. But anyway, this guy named Gary, that's a member of the Bushcraft Society of Hungary, I corresponded with him, and he had a review that was only in Hungarian, which I still watched because it was a pretty decent review. Then I asked him if he would be willing to do this, cat's moving the camera around, if he would be willing to do this video with English subtitles, which he got back to me, and within a day added English subtitles to the review. And then after that, we corresponded a little bit more, and I asked him would he be willing to come on to the show and make a short report of the X3 bushcraft knife. And then I could refer everybody, as usual, I'll have the links down below, I could refer everybody to the longer video. And I would like you to watch both right after you see his video in just a minute here. I would like you to also follow the link and watch the longer video with English subtitles, because it also talks a little bit more about the good points and the bad points of this. Now realize this is not a bill hook like the ones that you saw from Bangalore Bobble, the handcrafted ones. This is not like a $200 heirloom type of tool. This is a $21 to $25 tool for light to medium duty use at best. And you know, so it's made by Fiskars, and it does have a lifetime warranty. So if you do have any problems with it, you can get it either fixed or replaced. That's part of their guarantee. And one other thing I would want to mention, they originally were made in Finland, but for some reason now in the last year, people that have been ordering them say they switched production from Finland to China, so you will get one made in China, but the reviewers say it seems to be pretty much exactly the same quality. So anyway, here is Gary's review.
Hi, my name is Gary, I'm from Hungary, and I am a member of the Hungarian Bushcraft Society. Suburban Rider has came across my channel and my video about the Fiskars X3 billhook machete, and he asked me to do a short review of it in English, because my native language, of course, is Hungarian. So, Fiskars X3 billhook machete. It's a very rugged, very good woodcutting tool, and it's made in Finland. In Northern Europe, made out of high quality materials, really. So the blade is high carbon steel, which has a Teflon coating on it, so it won't rust and it won't stick in the wood. And the hardness of the blade is 55 Rockwell. The overall length of this tool is 51 centimeter. The blade length is 23 centimeter. The handle length is 28 centimeter. The blade thickness is 3 millimeter, and the width of the blade is 5.6 millimeter. The weight of this tool altogether is 460 grams. Basically, it's the redesign of a traditional billhook machete. It's made out of high quality materials and a larger handle, so you can use it with both hands. Oh yes, the handle. It's made out of a material called fiber comb, which is basically a nylon fiber reinforced plastic, and it has a rubbery overmold in it, so it won't slip, and it has a small notch which you can grab here so it won't slide out of your hand, and you can give a very great force to your cuts. And if you hold the handle closer to the blade, you can do precise cuts. So it's a very good idea to put a large handle on this one. So this would be this was the Fiskars X3 introduction. Thank you for watching, and cheers for everyone, and especially for Suburban Rider. Thanks for calling me and asking me to do this review. Excuse me if my English is not so good. So, greetings from Hungary. See you, everyone.
Thank you, Gary, for that review. And that's it for this week, everybody. Thanks a lot to all my correspondents that send things in. 90% of the show for this year has been going just because of you guys that are interested enough in the show to send me material and come up with the extra stories, and I really appreciate it a lot. So take care, everybody. I will catch you next week.